Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 3M Arena at Mariucci. Alongside Andrew Kismall, I'm Jason Ruttman. Tonight, the Golden Gophers will take on the North Dakota Fighting Hawks in what is sure to be a fantastic game. The Golden Gophers jumped up in the national rankings. They now sit at number 1 in the nation, and following a few tough games against Quinnipiac, the Fighting Hawks dropped to number 7.
Yes, this season of expectations continues for the Gophers. This one should be physical and heavy. I'm looking forward to this one.
The Golden Gophers are coming off of a bye week, actually, so their last games were against the Minnesota State Mavericks 13 days ago. That was the last time that they touched the ice in competition. And like we just mentioned, Quinnipiac gave North Dakota a run for their money. The first game, it was a 5-5 barn burner heading into overtime. It ended up going to a shootout, and the Fighting Hawks picked up the win after scoring 2 to the Bobcats 1. The second game, completely different story. The Fighting Hawks got absolutely blown out, giving up 5 goals unanswered and losing 6-2.
Yeah, maybe they used all of their energy in that first game. That was the first time in a while that they came back from being down 3 goals. So they're probably pretty ready to get a win after losing 5-1. I think they're going to come out and bring it to the Gophers.
This is one of the most historic series in college hockey all time. The Gophers lead the matchup with 149 wins to 153 losses. 16 games have gone to extra time. In terms of the last 10 meetings, a little bit of a smaller sample size. The Golden Gophers, 4 wins, 5 losses, 1 overtime game. Last year they played in North Dakota. The series was split. Minnesota picked up the first game with a 5-1 victory, the second a 3-2 loss in favor of the Fighting Hawks. And as you can hear the fans reacting to the PA announcer here at Mariucci Arena, announcing the Hawks and now the Gophers to a chorus of applause. Andrew, the energy in here is so high, but there is a lot of green in the stands.
Yes, there is. We were talking about it before the game. North Dakota travels very well. There's a lot of green here from back in their before they changed to the Fighting Hawks, and of course the Fighting Hawks jerseys. But it's good to see a full house. It's going to be a loud one here.
In goal tonight for North Dakota is Drew DeRitter, and that's a familiar name for Golden Gopher fans. He spent the last few seasons with Michigan State as a Spartan, and the Golden Gophers really played well against him. He only won 1 game out of 6 attempts when he was in net for Michigan State.
Yeah, we'll see if a different team does a little bit better for him, but I'd like that matchup right now for the Gophers.
DeRitter, originally from Fenton, Michigan, transferred during the hockey offseason to the University of North Dakota. However, against Quinnipiac last week, he did not play well in Game 1, letting in 3 goals in the first period alone, getting pulled. Jacob Helston was his replacement, and all season they've been splitting games. DeRitter has gotten the Friday starts, Helston the Saturday ones.
That's usually not a good sign if you don't have a clear number 1, but maybe it won't be too bad for them. We'll see.
In the meantime, for the Golden Gophers, Justin Close has been absolutely lights out.
Yeah, he's got, a .941 save percentage and 1.34 goals against average so far in the season. I mean, it's early yet, but those are some very, very good numbers, and if he keeps that up throughout the season, there's possible Mike Richter Award talk and maybe even Hobie Baker, who knows?
Absolutely. The Golden Gophers have got a ton of production recently from their young guns, Logan Cooley and Jimmy Snuggerud specifically. Snuggerud notched a hat trick in Game 1 in the Mankato series, and Jimmy Snuggerud had his first 2 collegiate goals against Lindenwood in the Golden Gophers season opening series.
Didn't Snuggerud get the hat trick against the Mavericks?
Snuggerud did get the hat trick against the Mavericks.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see your first goals, and it turns out to be a hat trick game. So this There was a lot of goals replaced last year from the Gophers, and so far they're doing a good job with the young guns.
Logan Cooley won Big Ten First Star of the Week following the Lindenwood Series. Snuggerud won the Big Ten First Star of the Week following the Mankato Series. We're going to let you listen in to the national anthem here and return with the starting lines in just a moment. $10,000 people have come to 3M Arena at Mariucci tonight to witness the Golden Gophers take on the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. It's sure to be a great game. Andrew, what has head coach Bob Motzko dialed up in terms of the lines for the Golden Gophers?
Well, for the Gopher lines, first center, it's Aaron Huglin, and he will be, to his right, it will be Bryce Brodzinski, and then Rhett Pitlick. Logan Cooley will be centering the center line with Jimmy Snuggerud and Matthew Nyes. I think that's their go-to scoring line. Jackson Nelson centers the third line with Brody Lamb and Mason Nevers on his wings. And then Garrett Pinanimi and Connor Kurth. And Charlie Strobel getting into the game, replacing John Middlestat this time. On defense, Ryan Chesley, Cal Thomas is the extra skater and extra defenseman, and of course Justin Close in net.
For line one, Jackson Blake to his left, Judd Caulfield to his right. Owen McLaughlin, Matteo Costantini, and Reese Gaber make up line number two. Louis Jamernick the fifth, Gavin Hain, and Mark Senden. Yeah, that's their big line, the identity line for the Hawks. Their offensive line number three. Griffin Ness, Carson Albrecht, and Ben Strinden wrap up the forwards and centermen for the Hawks. On defense, the pairings, Tyler Clevin and Ethan Frisch, Chris Jandrick and Ty Farmer, Cooper Moore, Brent Johnson, and the extra defenseman, Ryan Sidorski. Circled up around center, and the puck is dropped. We are underway here in Minnesota. It's sure to be a great game as the puck is dumped in deep behind the net of Justin Close, sent out front. Handled immediately by Senden. Senden tried to force it to the point. He's able to get it there. Shot on and saved by Justin Close. Hain bumped into him after he made the save, and now there's pushing and shoving around Close's net. And everyone's going to have to get into this discussion.
There is that identity line of Hain, Jamernick, and Senden. They play North Dakota hockey. Physical, north-south, want to get in your face. Always going to finish their checks. And, of course, the North Dakota starts with that line, and already they're stirring things up and got a chance on net. So pretty much the game we expected to see so far.
Faceoff will be to the right of Justin Close. It'll be Jackson Nelson for Minnesota and Louis Jamernick for the Hawks. Jamernick wins it back to the point. Shot on, Close, blocker save, and here come the Gophers the other way. Motoring up the ice and getting it stripped from behind was Brody Lamb, as there's a big hit behind the net. However, the Hawks come up with it, and they start ahead through neutral. Brock Faber delivers a check along the boards. Jackson Lacombe picks up the loose puck, forwards it to Brody Lamb, and he gets crushed. The physical play picking up here, and the fans are loving it.
Oh, that was Tyler Clevin just leveling Lacombe there right at the far boards.
Schmaltz loses the puck to Brock Faber, Minnesota's captain this year, and they hold it in the offensive zone. Shot blocked. Brody Lamb got in the way of that one. Picked up by Lacombe, thrown back to Lamb, and Lamb is able to get it to neutral. He drops it off, gets crushed, but the Gophers enter the zone. Here's a chance, shot on, and that one is just wide right. Faber gets it, dumps it into the corner, rotated around the boards, and picked up immediately by the Hawks. They regroup in their defensive zone. A little bit of pressure applied by Pitlick, and now they enter the Gopher offensive zone. Cross-ice pass, never connected. Taking it now, Reese Gaber, one of 6 men on the team, as the puck is ruled offsides. Minnesota got a little bit too greedy entering the offensive zone.
Brody Lamb just couldn't quite corral that one. He had a great chance there to get into the zone for his scoring chances. He was behind the defense, but he couldn't quite control it and just ended up inside the offensive zone before the puck. Too bad for the Gophers.
Going back to Reese Gaber for a second, one of 6 players named to the NCHC all preseason team. 4 of the other 5 players were members of the reigning champion Denver Pioneers, so a big honor for him. North Dakota has the puck in the neutral zone. Costatini gets shoved down to the ice by Pitlick. Pitlick gives chase as the Gophers enter their offensive end. Hughlin picks it up in the corner. He's looking for some assistance. Holds, throws it to the point. Now down low. Short angle shot. That one's saved and pushed across the net mouth, but no one there to tap it home. Behind the cage of Drew DeRitter right now. Pitlick has it. Throws it off the boards. And here is Brodzinski. Brodzinski down low to Pitlick. He gets checked off the puck. Aaron Hughlin picks it up. Standing behind the red line. Tried to center it for Brodzinski, and it jumped over his stick. The Hawks will clear and get off a line change. 2.5 minutes elapsed in the first here. Fast action and some big hits to start this one. Puck thrown in deep by the Golden Gophers. Logan Cooley's line on the ice now as North Dakota battles for it in the neutral zone. They get it ahead to Griffin Ness. Ness threw it to Carson Albrecht, and the puck is turned over. It was rolling. Here comes Cooley entering the zone. Short side, walks in, shot on. Big save, and everyone goes crashing into the net. Drew DeRitter remains down on the ice. The net ended up all the way in the corner, and the puck is rolling around in one of the face-off circles.
Logan Cooley not afraid to crash through the net as he comes in on the near side at the left face-off dot. He actually had to kind of stick handle between a broken stick that was still on the ice and still managed to get a pretty good scoring chance on there, and then him and the defenseman just crash into DeRitter there as we've got a whistle. Will they reattach the nets? Very physical game so far. North Dakota coming hard and fast, finishing every check possible. It's a great game so far.
Logan Cooley, like you were saying, Andrew, really aggressive for a guy who only stands at 5'10", 180. He wins the draw back. Shot from the point goes wide, and Cooley and Snuggerud will both give chase to the puck as it's held along the half wall. Now turned around by Ben Strinden, Nashville Predators selection in the NHL entry draft, and getting knocked off the puck, Carson Albrecht. He hits the deck. Matthew Nyes picks it up, motors through neutral, drops it off to Cooley on the wing. Cooley, cross-ice pass, deflected, and here come the Hawks the other way. Gavin Hain had it momentarily, got it to Louis Jamernick, and the puck winds up back at the point. Tossed in down low, scooped up by Mark Senden. Senden throws it around the boards. Hain there to scoop it up, defended by Brock Faber at the far wall corner. Faber couldn't poke that one away, gets to the point for Frisch. Frisch holds, sends it down low. That shot goes wide, and Brock Faber will throw it off the boards and into neutral. Charlie Strobel jumps on the ice for the Golden Gophers, one of many new faces to wear a maroon and gold uniform. As the puck back in the Gopher defensive zone. Handled there by Chris Jandrick. Poked to the corner as Let's Go Sioux and Let's Go Gophers chance compete here. Shot on and the Sioux score. Excuse me, the Hawks score.
That looked like a tip-in goal in the front. The shot coming from the right point, and Fighting Hawk right in front of Justin Close, able to tip that one into the net. As there's a lot of green and cheering for this one.
A lot of green for sure. It is loud in here, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Hawks. They seem to be controlling the pace of play for the most part throughout the first 4.5 minutes, and eventually they're rewarded. A shot from the near point is tipped in. It looks like Jake Schmaltz is going to have a tally next to his name in the scorebook. Jake Schmaltz is cousins with Jordan and Nick, who both played at North Dakota as well. Nick made the transition to the National Hockey League, spent some time with the Chicago Blackhawks at one point, and the Arizona Coyotes as well. Puck dropped, and North Dakota starts with it. Caulfield tried to get it down low for Blake. Blake absorbs a check into the board. Kester picks it up, and he will throw it out to neutral. The Golden Gophers can't seem to hold on to the puck for a very long time here. Shots on goal read 3-2 in favor of UND, but the game feels significantly more lopsided than that. Circling around with it now is Flyers prospect Owen McLaughlin. He enters the zone with speed, drops it off, fired, and that one is steered wide of the net. Now Ryan Chesley, he lost it. Rhett Pitlick up to get it, walks into the zone, one-on-one, gets around a man, fires, and kicked aside by DeRitter. A real nice save there. North Dakota back the other way, intercepted in the neutral zone by Pitlick. He tried to drop it off for his centerman Huglin. He couldn't handle it, and back the other way are the Hawks. It's Reese Gaber. He couldn't get a shot away thanks to some nice defense there. And Minnesota's Pitlick starts back through neutral. Pitlick plays catch with Huglin. Cross-ice pass, chance in front, and it never got through. Wrapped around the boards, Jackson Lacombe there to pick it up. He's checked, Pitlick in the scrum, and finally flicked up and into the Gopher defensive zone as both teams will get fresh skaters onto the ice.
Oh, that top line for the Gophers doing a really good job in the neutral zone, closing space, getting their sticks in lanes, and had some really good opportunities.
Stretch pass for Matthew Nyes just out of his reach, and it'll be icing against the Golden Gophers. The fans thought that Nyes had a chance at that one, but the officials say no.
Rhett Pitlick is playing very well this year. He's got, looks like 5 assists.
A team high 5 assists, and he's tied for a team high 5 points. Still searching for that first goal, but he and Logan Cooley, in terms of offense, are pacing these Golden Gophers.
Yeah, Pitlick was often the extra skater last year, trying to find a solid place in the lineup, and so far this year, he looks like one of the staples.
Matthew Nyes picks up the puck off the draw for the Golden Gophers. Chip and chase to himself, gets checked into the corner. Ethan Frisch there on defense. More contact down low. Chance for Cooley, and his shot ramped up a stick of a green jersey and out of play. 13:31 left in the first, and this game has been action-packed as advertised.
Yeah, North Dakota leads right now with 1 goal, and before that goal, I think Justin Close looked really sharp. North Dakota came out hard and fast and peppered him with a couple of shots right away. That tip, not really much he could do there, but I like his play so far.
Draw one by Garrett Pinanimi. Faber with it now. He fires. That one wide right of the net. Tossed to the half wall, far boards. And it'll be the Hawks picking it up. Moving it ahead is Jamernick. Jamernick got hit in the neutral zone, but was able to dump it in deep before the contact occurred. Lacombe up ahead. Now for the Golden Gophers, Charlie Strobel. He'll dump it in. DeRitter out of his net to play. Some miscommunication with his defenseman there, but the Hawks able to escape any trouble as the puck is kicked out of the zone. Minnesota re-enters. Strobel sends it around the boards. Down low, trying to scoop it up and center it was Connor Kurth. Here's Cooley, tip in front, and that one ended up not making it on net. Now Ryan Johnson to the wing. Here's Cooley, gets around a man. He tried to send it across to Johnson, And the pitch and catch didn't work as Cooley's pass was offline. Down low once again for Strobel. Strobel forces the puck up against the boards. Jimmy Snuggerud there, and Snuggerud will lose that battle as it gets thrown all the way down to the other end of the ice. Back to retrieve Ryan Johnson. Johnson, pass to Snuggerud a little bit too hard. It skips over his stick, and here come the Hawks the other way. Cross-ice pass, Farmer, puck jumped over his stick. Gophers get it back. Jimmy Snuggerud ahead, here's Cooley. Cooley dangles to Nyes. Nyes shoots. Short side shot, just a little bit high. Puck rings around the boards and all the way down, picked up by Ryan Chesley.
I like that. You're in close, just shoot the puck. Don't worry about passing. Just try and create some offense there.
Logan Cooley lost his stick. Mason Nevers and Jimmy Snuggerud are around the puck. Now it's down low in the Minnesota defensive zone. Farmer there to defend. Jackson Nelson can't get a stick on that one. And here's Blake. Blake has it stripped off of his stick. Nevers drops to Chesley. Chesley enters the offensive zone, sends it down low. Giving chase is Brody Lamb. Brody Lamb gets checked against the boards, trying to poke at it behind the net of DeRitter. And it'll be the Hawks that come up with it. Turnover. Here's a chance. Big blocker saved by DeRitter. Shot from Brody Lamb was on target. Now back to the point for Kester. Kester fires that one right into the glove of DeRitter. The Golden Gophers finally get some offensive chances, and Drew DeRitter is sharp, shutting them all down.
Yeah, Gophers are able to get a little bit of sustained zone time there. We mentioned Logan Cooley and his not afraid to dangle, but maybe got himself a little bit in trouble there as some miscommunication and killed the zone time there. But the Gophers right there with Lamb, and that line looks really good.
Draw was dropped unfairly by the official, he says, as he points to himself, so they'll redo it. Huglin squares off against Louis Jamernick, and Jamernick wins that battle behind the net of North Dakota. Now the Gophers are able to keep it in. Cal Thomas with it, he fires that one wide left around the board, scooped up by Pitlick. Pitlick holds, walks the blue line, looking for some help off the glove of Sendin, and it'll be cleared out of the zone by the Hawks. That'll go all the way down for icing. Andrew, it's interesting. We were talking to some staffers from North Dakota before the game, and they were saying that head coach Brad Berry in his 8th season with the Fighting Hawks actually had the team practice on an Olympic-sized rink to prepare for this Golden Gopher hockey arena, whereas typically they practice on their NHL-sized rink. Olympic, of course, slightly bigger, and they appear to be very comfortable with all of the extra ice space.
Oh yeah, they're using the boards very well, using the width of the ice. It looks like they play on this kind of ice sheet all the time, the way they're able to make passes happen through the neutral zone so far.
Luke Mittelstadt enters the zone with Strobel. Strobel's pass rink wide to Pinanini, couldn't get there. And now it'll be Lacombe sending it down around the boards, near side, now behind the net, wrapped around to the point on the other side for Mittelstadt. Mittelstadt for Pinanini. Pinanini backhands it down low. There to intercept is Ryan Sidorski, the 7th defenseman for North Dakota. And it'll be the Hawks getting it out of the zone. Leading them ahead, Chris Jandrick. He's a grad student from Prince George, British Columbia. Dumps it in down low. Brock Faber there on defense. Here's a turnover. A chance in front. Big save by the pad of Justin Close. Matthew Nye starts back the other way for Minnesota. He plays pitch and catch with Faber. Faber couldn't handle the puck, and it escapes to the neutral zone. Nearly a beautiful opportunity for the Golden Gophers, but the puck couldn't be handled. Jimmy Snuggerud enters the zone. Excellent back check there by the defense of Caulfield for the Hawks. Now they enter the Gophers' defensive zone. Puck goes to the point, now down to the wing. Backhander on target, blocked down in front by Caulfield. A little bit of friendly fire there. To the point for Johnson. Johnson has his pass intercepted. Logan Cooley back the other way, one-on-one to the backhand. Cooley spins around looking for help, drops it off for Chesley. Chesley's one-timer never got through. It was a weak shot as his stick got tapped right before he made contact with the puck. Farmer ahead now. Here's Gaber. He loses the puck. Ryan Chesley enters the zone, centers it, never shoots. Big glove save by DeRitter. Man, he looks great to start this one.
Oh, under 10 minutes in the period so far, and it is intense right now. A lot of chances. Even though the shots right now are 5-4, it's crazy back and forth. It's really just fire wagon hockey right now, as both teams are just flying through the neutral zone. And North Dakota had on their last offensive series really good. It wasn't actually the identical forecheck. Eliminated the Gopher defenders and pretty much had a 2-on-0 against Justin Close, but he came up big to keep this a 1-goal game. And then the Gophers trying to go for that transition hockey as they pick off some passes in the neutral zone. But North Dakota with some good back check and just really intense hockey so far.
You're absolutely right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, the Golden Gophers trail the North Dakota Fighting Hawks by a score of 1-0. The goal, a tip-in from Jake Schmaltz. Chris Jandrick and Ty Farmer pick up the 2 assists. But the shots on goal have now flipped. The Golden Gophers, after a slow start, now lead 5-4. But, man, has Drew DeRitter, the former Michigan State netminder, looks good. He's used to facing these Gophers. He played against them in the Big Ten for 4 years before this. He's a fifth-year senior now.
Yeah, as you mentioned, maybe his record against the Gophers aren't that good, but he looks pretty fired up for this game. I think he wants to get a win, and so does the rest of the Fighting Hawks, as they're playing really hard right now.
We will get underway in just a moment here. Face-off draw is going to be to the left of DeRitter. Hughlin can't come up with the puck, and it will be taken in by Carson Albrecht that's Frisch for the Hawks. Ahead, poked around at in neutral, and now here are the Hawks. It's Gaber in the Gophers defensive zone, poked out, picked up by Pitlick. Pitlick is knocked off the puck by Gaber. He scoops it up, and another offensive zone chance for the Hawks. That one turned around quickly by Hughlin, who plays pitch and catch to himself to avoid the dangerous green jerseys. Now Johnson. His pass is errant. Chance in front for Gaber. Great defensive play there by Hughlin. A diving poke check to keep him from having a point-blank opportunity against Justin Close. Pitlick picks it up in the neutral zone, sends it to the corner. Hit there, delivered by Hughlin. He's all over the ice, and now they'll poke at it. Coming up with the puck is Frisch for the Hawks, and it is now grabbed by Pitlick. Man, Pitlick and Gaber for the Gophers and Hawks respectively, all over the place in this one. Now Gaber tried to throw it in down low. Luke Middlestat was there to intercept, and he will start back the other way. Defensive partner is Mike Kester. Instead, he decides to go to Brody Lamb. Lamb chips it in deep. Picked up now by Tyler Clevin. Clevin, a second-round draft pick to the Ottawa Senators a couple years ago. He's had a nice career for the Hawks. And the pass goes all the way down. North Dakota was just entering the Gopher defensive zone, but couldn't get set up. DeRitter plays the puck around to Clevin. Clevin tosses it to Chris Jandrick. And now Clevin receives once again. Ness starts the breakout the other way, able to connect with Sendin. Sendin defended by Brock Faber at the far circle. Faber knocks him off the puck. Jackson Nelson couldn't handle it as it trickled around, and it's dumped in down low for the pickup by Jackson Lacombe. Lacombe through neutral, out to the wing, and a pass back from Lamb, never connected. Off the boards and ahead for Carson Albrecht. Albrecht into the zone for the Hawks. Drops it off, shot on, and a big save off the chest plate of Justin Close. 3-on-2 for the Gophers the other way. Here's Nyes, and his pass bounces off the skate of Jimmy Snuggerud, and Minnesota has to reset.
Gophers just not looking sharp here. A lot of passes behind or in the skates of players, and it's either keeping them stuck in their own zone or killing offensive chances.
Shot by Snuggerud, soaked up immediately by the glove of DeRitter. The Gophers seem to continually be testing that glove side, something that they have taken advantage of in years past, but DeRitter seems to have done some off-season work. He looks really solid right now. Another big difference between these two teams, Andrew, is the age. North Dakota is one of the older teams in college hockey. They have 20 players coming back from last season, including 4 of their top 5 goal scorers. The Golden Gophers, of course, a much younger team, actually tied with the Michigan Wolverines, second youngest team in the nation.
Yeah, in North Dakota last year, I think only one skater didn't score a goal. So throughout their lineup, they had goal scoring, which is very dangerous.
Cal Thomas lost the puck in the defensive zone, chance out in front, and the Gophers' defense comes up big once again, never allowing it to get to Justin Close. Charlie Strobel motors through the neutral zone, sends it down low. Garrett Pinanimi chips it up off the boards, trying to get it to himself, but he's defended away by Schmaltz. Here come the Hawks the other way. It's Judd Caulfield, defended by Luke Middlestat. Nice defense there by the freshman Middlestat, and the Gophers obtain possession. Now Connor Kurth. He lofts one softly onto Ritter. He's able to blocker that one away, and a look for Kurth in the middle by Pitlick stopped. Pitlick able to get his own pass down low, and it's going to be a penalty against the Hawks coming up. The Golden Gophers sent Close to the bench. It's going to be 6-on-5 as Faber brings it back out of the zone. They're going to start setting up what will look like a power play, but with 6 skaters on 5. And this one jumps off the stick of Brock Faber and is controlled by the Hawks. So we will see our first man advantage of the game as Tyler Clevin will take a seat in the sin bin. Minnesota will have a man advantage for the next 2. The slashing call is the official word.
So this will be an interesting matchup as North Dakota has killed off 12 of 13 penalties this year. Really, really good. We'll see if the Gophers can try and dent that. I think to do that, you get a lot of puck movement, use the bigger ice. We'll see what they try and come up with.
Draw one by Jackson Nelson to the point. Here's Lacombe, parallel to the blue line. Now passes it down to the far circle. Matthew Nyes with it below the line. Back to Cooley at the far circle. Cooley walks in, tosses it to Nyes. Nyes had it jump off his stick momentarily, tried to wrap around, and DeRitter shut that right down. The Gophers are able to keep it in momentarily, but it bounces off the leg of Jackson Lacombe, and Minnesota will have to recenter themselves at neutral. Nyes sends it in down low. DeRitter out of the blue paint to play it as a Golden Gopher, that looks like Matthew Nyes, hits the deck. And now it'll be cleared by the Hawks. Their PK looks good to start this one. 40 seconds elapsed.
Oh, I think Snuggerud got hit by a stick behind the net. He was laboring there for a little bit.
Logan Cooley into the offensive zone with speed. Tosses it to Brodzinski at the wing, and his pass is offline. Knocked off of Lacombe and into the Hawks bench for a stoppage of play.
Starting out, the Gophers had some good movement there, going from the far boards into that right face-off circle down below the net. Matthew Nyes tried to go for that wraparound, but refs are talking. Looks like we'll get a center ice draw here. But still 1:05 left for the Gophers to try and score.
3:42 left in the first frame here. The draw is 1 to Pitlick. Pitlick couldn't handle the rolling puck, and so Minnesota will send it all the way back to Mike Kester, who starts the other way. Kester ahead to Huglin. Huglin to the wing for Brodzinski. Brodzinski had the puck knocked off of his stick. Huglin there to recover. Back to the point for Kester. Kester to the wing to Middlestat. Middlestat back to Kester. A shot. That one just goes wide. And it will wrap around the boards all the way out of the zone. And that'll allow for the tired Hawks to get a line change here. Kester re-enters 1-on-3, waiting for some assistance. Throws the puck towards the boards. Brodzinski able to win that battle there. Chance for Luke Middlestat in the center, and a great defensive play made by Mark Sendin there to break it up.
Would have liked him to just shoot that. You're about 7 feet in front of the net. Just let it rip and try to, instead of trying to go for the backdoor pass over to Pitlick.
Justin Close hands the puck off to Brock Faber as the man advantage hits 2 seconds and 1. Back to even strength as the Gophers push into the zone with Mason Nevers. Jackson Nelson couldn't handle the puck in the corner, and it'll be cleared to neutral where Ryan Johnson awaits. Johnson retreating to his defensive zone. Will pass it cross ice and it will be sent in down low by Mason Nevers. Mason Nevers gets cut off by Chris Jandrick, and now it will be pushed ahead. Here comes Matteo Costantini. Costantini to the wing for McLaughlin. McLaughlin down low. Gaber there to pick it up. Gaber circles the boards, able to avoid a hit by Nelson, and he backhands it. That's there for Costantini. Costantini lost it to Faber, and Minnesota now has sole possession in the neutral zone as they try and set something up offensively. Still searching for their first goal with 1:40 left to play before the first intermission. Down low, Justin Close picks it up. His pass a little bit too wide for Cal Thomas. Puck stays in the Minnesota defensive zone, and now turned around by Schmaltz. Schmaltz, centering attempt. That one went all the way to the point, shot on, and saved by Justin Close. He had a great look at that one and soaked it up.
Yeah, very aggressive forecheck for the Fighting Hawks. They're physical and hard and really chase down the Gophers. It's giving them a little bit of trouble here in this first period, and Justin Close able to bail them out there on that sequence.
Well, in terms of how the teams match up, this Fighting Hawks team has a lot of NHL draft picks similar to the Golden Gophers. 9 players have been selected by representatives from the 32 NHL teams. Draw one back to Frisch as he hangs on to it at the point. Now walks towards the far circle, gets around a man, fires from a short side angle, and the puck was wide of the net. Kept in, and a chance in front for the Hawks. That one jumped over the stick of Clevin, who has since returned to play after taking that penalty. Snuggerud can't defend the puck. It's down low. We hit 1 minute left in the first, and now we got a board battle for it. Jackson Lacombe going to work against Louis Jamernick. Lacombe comes up with that one, gets it to Nyes. Nyes working to get it around Senden, and he's unable to do so. Jamernick with it now in the neutral zone. He decides to drop it off for his defenseman, Frisch. The fans want too many men on the ice as the puck was right around the team's changing benches. Officials decide to let play continue. Faber with it now in his defensive zone. The Gophers work it up to neutral and sent in deep to Ritter out of his net to play. He'll never get a chance to touch it, though, as Ty Farmer's there to pick it up. Now handled by Jackson Blake. Blake was contacted by Pitlick, and the puck was knocked off of his stick, but Chris Jandrick was right there. Jandrick with some speed through neutral ice. Pass was a little bit too far for Caulfield, but it will trickle all the way back to Farmer, and that'll do it. The first period wraps up, and my goodness, was that an action-filled one.
Yeah, a lot of shots on nets. Minnesota with 8 and North Dakota with 7. Of course, North Dakota does lead on the scoreboard, finish this one up 1-0, but yeah, that was exactly what we expected. Physical, hard hockey, and a lot of action. Players crunching into the boards. That was a great period.
Shots on goal favor the Golden Gophers 8-7, but the scoreboard favors the Fighting Hawks 1-0, courtesy of Jake Schmaltz. Face-offs are equal. And talk to you a little bit more about the upcoming second period when we return here on Radio K Sports. Welcome back to 3M Arena at Mariucci. The Golden Gophers trailed the North Dakota. Andrew, that first period was sensational hockey to watch.
That was everything we hoped for. A lot of hitting and a lot of scoring chances. North Dakota comes at you hard and fast, and they really brought it to the Gophers, giving them some trouble with their forecheck, really chasing down the defensemen. And we kind of saw when North Dakota got their goal, player was alone in front as the Gophers just kind of lost track of him.
It was interesting. The period started out super physical. The first 4 minutes were dominated by bone-crushing hits, both in the center of the ice and on the boards, Andrew. However, after that, the play seemed to become much more technical as the team started to try and generate more offensive opportunities. And North Dakota for sure had an advantage there. The Gophers kept sending passes off the skates of their teammates behind them, whereas the Hawks came out looking really sharp.
Yeah, we talked about how North Dakota is able to practice on an Olympic ice sheet, and it really shows because they're passing indirect off the boards and tape to tape. They looked like the sharper team, like they play on this kind of ice all the time, where the Gophers, just like you said, passes into skates and behind players and really disrupting their exits out of the defensive zone and killing potential offensive chance. Start something in the offensive zone.
This is the first game all season that the Golden Gophers haven't been the first team to score. They are 3-1 so far. That one loss was their lone road game, so they're looking to defend home ice and stay perfect here. What are they going to need to change up in period 2 in order to ensure more success?
I think crisp passing really will help. That's kind of an obvious one, and I think the physicality, again, North Dakota is going to come at you. Stick close to the boards when they hit you. You bounce off a lot easier. If you're like 1 or 2 feet away, there's potential for some boarding there. You want to be careful of that, but don't be afraid to take a hit to make a pass. And I think matchups too. We saw, I think what Bob Motzko wants to do is he wants to get that number 1 line of Huglin, Pitlick, and Brodzinski out there against the identity line for North Dakota with their Jammernick, Hain, and Sendin. I saw those lines matched up a couple of times, so I think we'll see that from Motzko wanting that matchup, and Pitlick especially has been playing pretty well this game so far.
He's been great all over the puck. I've been super impressed by him. And especially on the other side of the puck for North Dakota, I feel like I keep calling Louis Jammernick's name. He's all over the ice as well. So we'll see how those guys do as we continue with the second.
And it will be Louis Jammernick out there for North Dakota. Starting out against Jackson Nelson for the Gophers as the second period is underway. Puck dropped, and this one will go back into the North Dakota zone as Jandrick and Farmer play that to each other. Almost a turnover there, but not quite, as the Gophers will have to regroup. It's Nelson into the zone. Shot goes over the head of DeRitter. He can't quite get that one there, but now 2 North Dakota players sandwiched a Gopher there in front of him as now the Hawks transition into the zone. Shot on net, close, makes the save there. It goes over to the near corner. It's Hain battling, and this one will go behind the nets as Johnson will play this. Kind of a weird pass there, but Nelson will just able to chip this one out over the linesman, actually, but North Dakota will gain possession here as they try and dump this one into the nets. Johnson will play this indirectly off the boards to Chesley as he gets checked there. Johnson now putting a check on North Dakota as they battle behind the net. Now back up to the points at the far boards. Walks the sharp angle, and Close will make that save at the left circle at the far boards.
That was Tyler Clevin who took the shot. He had the lone penalty in the first, and an interesting story behind him. He's 6'5", 215 pounds. He is a big dude, and during this past offseason, he actually was working on changing the way that he hits people because he would get so many penalties for hitting up high simply because of his size. So he actually studied Nicholas Cronwall and now goes into players that he's looking to check with his backside compared to his arm or his shoulder to avoid those hits to the head that result in penalty minutes.
Face off here in the Gopher zone. Gophers able to win it and clear it to neutral, but it gets dumped right away back into the Gopher zone, but it looks like icing as the Fighting Hawks did not gain the red line.
Golden Gophers coming out a little bit slow to start this period. The Hawks with some extended possession time in their zone, in the offensive zone. Justin Close has played really well to start this game, but they're hitting him with a lot of really good shots. The Gophers seem to be missing the net more than they're hitting it, and eventually something is going to have to give. Minnesota needs to tighten it up.
Gophers lose the offensive draw and are chased all the way back to their own zone as Lacombe takes this one behind the net, looking for the breakout pass. Nice to Logan Cooley as he gets caught up in the neutral zone. Now the Gophers have to regroup again. Lacombe over to Faber. Now back to Lacombe as he skates. Logan Cooley looks for Snuggerud as Snuggerud gets into the zone. Drop pass for Lacombe. Lacombe able to barely keep that one in. But here come the Hawks to get this one out. It's Albrecht dumping this one in, and there's a butt hit from the Gophers as Lacombe labels that one. And now he'll skate through neutral and just get the red line and dump this one in, going off for a change. As Jandrick behind his net misplayed it, and DeRitter had to freeze that one as the Gophers right in front. Pitlick looking for something there, but DeRitter's able to cover that one up. Gophers will get the offensive draw here.
Good job by Drew DeRitter being aware that puck simply hopped off of the stick of Chris Jandrick. It didn't even seem like he really tapped it that hard, but it ended up right in front of DeRitter, and he quickly gloved it before the Gophers had a chance to poke it home.
Now here it is again, that Aaron Huglin out there up against Louis Jamernick. Gophers win the draw. It's Brodzinski behind the goal line in the near corner. Gives it over to Pitlick. Pitlick back to Brodzinski as he's crunched against the boards. Now Huglin lost it there as the Fighting Hawks are able to regain possession here. Nice turnover there by Huglin. Right in front, Pitlick. Oh, he can't get his shot off. He tried to dangle there, I don't know, but he was not able to get a shot all alone in front as the Gophers are still trying to forecheck here. As Huglin there. Now Jamernick behind the net. Brodzinski has it at the far boards. Back to the point, walking the line, over to Middlestat. Shot blocked in front, and the puck will trickle out as Hain blocked that one. He's laboring a little bit. Gives a shove there to the man that shot at him. As the Gophers, Huglin still battling inside the zone behind the nets. Strong forecheck here. Now back to the point. Oh, and skips over the stick there of Cal Thomas as the Gophers will have to regroup and get a line change. Now back into the offensive zone here. Drop pass, left circle, shot blocked in front and goes out of play. A little bit of chaos there.
Yeah, nice stick there by Ty Farmer, getting right in the way of that shot and deflecting it up and out of play so that DeRitter doesn't have to make a save on a shot from about 30 feet out. I have no issue with the Gophers shooting and having their shots blocked. It's just a matter of making sure that they're deep enough into the zone so that a block shot doesn't result in a breakaway. I am 100% for putting pucks on net, trying to sneak one through the legs or under an arm of a defenseman, but you just have to be really careful that that doesn't lead to an offensive rush the other way.
Oh, deflection there in front and a nice save by DeRitter as the Gophers are on the attack. Now as this one comes out, Connor Kurth trying to battle back as the Fighting Hawks into the zone. It's Blake for North Dakota, and Cal Thomas able to corral that one. Now up to Kurth as he will look to break out of the zone. Pass into the zone now. Pananimi, shot goes wide. Kurth there trying to play it behind DeRitter. Now it's Strobel trying to make something happen. Back to Kurth as he's at the far boards. Loses the puck though. Now the Fighting Hawks will look into the offensive zone. 1-on-2 there as Johnson's able to close him off nicely, and Panimi will play this back over to Lacombe. Now to Kurth as he gets out of the zone. Red line, dumps it in. DeRitter will play that one at this stick as line changes going on here. As McLaughlin here, and Fighting Hawk tripping there, but they're still able to get into the Gophers zone as Lacombe spins and avoids pressure, but now he loses the puck. Now it's back out, and here comes Jackson Nelson on the attack. Looking shot on net, and Lamb couldn't quite get the rebound there as there was one from DeRitter. Now the other way, here come the Fighting Hawks. It's Gaber behind the nets as he get crunched off by two Gophers. Now the Gophers looking to counterattack, and that did not connect there, and that will be an icing.
What an opportunity for the Golden Gophers right on the doorstep. The shot goes off the pad of DeRitter, and then barreling in. The Golden Gophers had another opportunity. DeRitter, really, really strong, was able to push off across the crease and make a second save. Minnesota, that was probably their best offensive chance of the game.
I would say so, because that one got a shot on net that Rhett Pitlick and fumble in front doesn't count as a shot, as the Gophers take this defensive draw here. Able to just chip this one out of their zone, but it gets dumped back in. Close will stop it and give it over to Chesley as he gets crunched there by Strinden. Now it's Strinden and Nevers behind at the far corner. Strinden gets it. Now he gets crunched by Chesley as Chesley's battling. Four players there. Nevers is able to nicely get that one. Now he's got it back. Chips this one in. Chases it into the offensive zone by himself, looking to make something happen. And he will get bumped into the nets as he ended up behind DeRitter. I don't quite think he got a shot on net there.
No, but good job by Mason Nevers. Being aggressive, crashing the net, has a defender whacking at him on the backside with his stick, but he's still able to make it a tough play for DeRitter, who has to stay strong and keep that puck from going in as he gets barreled into.
Almost 6 minutes gone in this game. Gophers down a goal, leading with shots on net though, 11-9, as we get a neutral zone face-off here. And it is that identity line against the Gophers here with Snuggerud, Cooley out there. Motzko choosing the offensive line here. But it's Jammernick here into the Gopher zone. Now pass over the far wing. Nice save there by Justin Close. Now the Gophers will try and get it out. Nice to Snuggerud. Snuggerud gains the zone. Looking to make something happen at the far boards. Past the middle. Nice. A shot on net. Nice pad save. Shot again. And that one blockered away by DeRitter. Gophers on the attack here. That one doesn't go anywhere, but Snuggerud strong on the forecheck, looking to make something happen there. Logan Cooley tries to throw the body. Unsuccessful against Ethan Frisch. As the Gophers still on the attack, keep it in the zone, and now it's over to Brodzinski. Looking for something. Pass there. I don't know what he was looking for, but Gophers still in the zone. Now over to the near corner. Nyes plays it. And he's battling along now. Over to Middlestad in the middle. Far circle shot. Nice save there by DeRitter as the one-timer from Faber. Gophers still in the attacking zone at the far boards. Behind the line now, it's Brodzinski trying to make something. Puck gets caught up in the referee's skates and out. This will be an icing, and the referee killed that offensive zone time for the Gophers there.
Well, it's bound to happen with the puck traveling at that speed. The officials are a part of the play, and he just couldn't get out of the way. No fault to him, but awesome job by the Golden Gophers on the forecheck there, as they're able to continually take the puck off of green jerseys and get a couple great shots on DeRitter, as a timeout is now taken with 12:52 left in the second. Minnesota, that's the type of style that they need to play with, where they're continuously holding the puck in the zone, continuously challenging DeRitter. However, giving credit to Drew there, he continues to play really, really strong hockey. Remember, his last and was replaced by Jacob Helston, the sophomore. He's not going to let that happen again here tonight. 14 shots faced, 14 saves made.
Finally, with some extended zone time, and their forecheck, it's different from North Dakota. They're not going to chase you down with the body as much. It's a lot of puck movement and ice, board the boards almost. as it's Huglin here matching up against Jake Smaltz. Pitlick now dumps this one behind the net. Huglin looking for something. Not quite there. Smaltz with it. Gophers get the turnover. Oh, cute passes there as the puck will get dumped out of the zone, and Middlestat will have to chase this one down.
And North Dakota, they're playing so fast right now. They're skating faster than the Golden Gophers, and it's leading to more opportunities for them. Minnesota has to match their pace.
Into the zone now. Farmer there pinches in. Now the Gophers able to gain control and exit their zone. As Pitlick, thought that one stayed in, but that one bounced off, looked like Farmer and Pitlick, and then goes out of play. As both teams will make the line change. Looks like it's going to be McLaughlin, Constantini, and Gaber up against Pinanimi for the Gophers as they take this neutral zone draw just outside the North Dakota blue line. Kurth got it, shot blocked in front there as the puck will trickle to the near boards. Now Strobel battling as the North Dakota will able to get this one, and Jandrick will get this one to center now into the offensive zone, looking on the attack. Moving around, and somehow that one stayed out as was that Gaber going.
Gaber can't believe it.
Going around the world. He had the open back nets as Justin Close lost track of that one and had to deal with some traffic in front, but he's able to find it and cover that up.
Amazing patience there by Gaber, waiting. Garrett Pinanimi, a little stick lift right as he was trying to get it away. The puck came on net weakly, and Justin Close, a diving save using the stick and then wrapping it up with the glove. My goodness, that is an excellent play by Justin Close. Great awareness as he's on his belly to make that save.
We'll see if that save becomes a big turning point for the Gophers as they take this defensive zone draw. Johnson now over to Nevers as he will chip this one into the zone. Lamb will chase this one down up against down in front. Gophers trying to jam it home. It's Lamb, but he can't quite do it. Now Nelson at the near boards gives it over to Faber as he pinches in. Now Faber dumps it behind the goal line. Nevers goes to chase it. Nevers there as it comes up to the near boards here and chipped out. Gophers will have to chase this one back. They had a nice chance there against DeRitter as the North Dakota fans again getting loud as this will be an icing against the Gophers.
These North Dakota fans are so unbelievably passionate. They love their Hawks so much. They love the history behind the team, and they have made the 320-mile journey and are making Mariucci significantly less, it feels significantly less like home for the Golden Gophers. There is a fair amount of green in the stands here.
Yeah, it really sticks out here at Mariucci as the Gophers will chip this one into the offensive zone. Nelson will try and play it along the far boards. He's all alone though and loses possession. Now North Dakota looking to transition. Johnson makes a nice cutoff there, but into the zone, and nice stick there by Kester, but North Dakota keeping possession here in the Gophers zone. Shot gets blocked in front. Now the Gophers, Snuggerud looking to get out. Gains the offensive zone. Nelson, shot on nets. He's at the end of his shift. As we'll get a whistle as DeRitter will cover that one up. Offensive draw for the Gophers. 10:32 left here in the second period. Gophers out shooting the Fighting Hawks 16-11, but they are down on the scoreboard at 1-0. As this faceoff will come to the left of DeRitter. It's Logan Cooley up against Louis Jamernick. Face off one back to Chesley. Chesley at the point now moves it to the left point. Shot goes wide here behind the nets. Nyes trying to make something happen. Now moves over to the far corner at the far boards. Pushes this one back. Intercepted by Jamernick as he will play this over to his defenseman as they skate out of the zone. Cross ice pass. Jamernick will chip this one in behind. Hard hit there on him as he lost his stick. Gophers trying to get out, almost a turnover there, but here comes Logan Cooley here. Snuggerud from the left, swing and a miss from Nyes as Kester now, or excuse me, Thomas over to Chesley. Snuggerud here will just dump this one in. Over to the center behind the pass. Matthew Nyes looking, can't get a shot off there at the left circle, and we get a whistle.
It's going to be a penalty against North Dakota. Justin Close was flying out of his crease trying to get to the bench to give Minnesota a few extra seconds of 6-on-5 hockey, but heading to the bench, it's going to be number 4, Cooper Moore, the junior from Riverside, Connecticut.
The Fighting Hawks, killed off that penalty in the first period, so now they are 13 of 14 on the penalty kill. The Gophers will get another chance here, down a goal. 9:44 left in the second. And the Gophers looking to tie this one up. We're going to go and take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be back with Gophers hockey. Welcome back into Gophers hockey here as they are about to go on the power play. The second power play of the game. It's Aaron Huglin as he lines up against Jake Smaltz for North Dakota. Pitlick over there to grab that. Can't quite get it though as this one gets chipped out, and Kester can't quite keep the zone as the Gophers have to retreat.
It's a critical power play for the Golden Gophers to capitalize on, or at least put some serious pressure on a North Dakota defense that's been really strong all night.
Pitlick behind the D. Now it's Huglin dancing around the near boards, drops this off the middle stat at the point. He walks the line, back over to Huglin. Now back to Kester, shoots, blocked in, or saved there. Huglin now with the right circle, back to the point. Kester looks over to the left circle. Now back to Kester at the point. Over to Huglin now, he's looking for a lane, can't find it, dances around. He will dump that one back towards the near corner here as Pitlick. Huglin keeps the line, now over to Kester, walks in, top of the circle, shoots. It goes wide. Pitlick here at the near boards, corrals it, looking for something, looking, fakes the shots. As he'll give it back to Kester. Kester now calmly with it. Now to Huglin at the right circle, shot and squeezed nicely there by DeRitter as the Gophers not able to convert quite yet. 58 seconds left on this power play.
I like what Minnesota's doing on the power play here. They're rotating a bit between the two men at the point and then working it down to the circles, looking for shots that could get off the pads of DeRitter and be tapped home pretty easily on the backside. However, they need to make sure that they have someone taking the eyes away from Drew. He's been too good tonight for them to just take pot shots at him.
Draw to the left of DeRitter. It's Cooley against Jamernick. Nice job there by Nyes as he's able to pull this one away. Lacombe at the point. Cooley at the right circle. Gives it over to Nyes, looking for the slot pass. Gets taken away though. Cooley here at the near boards, battling. Still battling along the boards as it comes out into the neutral zone now, as Lacombe will have to take this. As he looks to re-enter the zone, Cooley at the near point here gets knocked down, and this one will get dumped all the way back to Justin Close. As that penalty kill unit again for North Dakota doing a great job. 20 seconds left here as the Gophers will regroup and try and get back in. So Lacombe here enters the smooth skating, enters the zone on his own, and a pass for Snuggerud in the high slot gets intercepted and dumped back down again, and that'll just about do it with 4 seconds left on this power play. 7:44 here in the period. Gophers not able to convert as we're at full strength into the offensive zone. Here, Nelson alone in front. Nope. Blocked there. Snuggerud broke his stick. Now, North Dakota looking to break it out here as Gaber skates into the zone all alone. Now he's trying to do that wraparound again as Gaber will have to, does stay in the zone on the attack. Johnson here trying to face him off. Now one-timer there, blocked in front. Gophers now look for the counterattack. Here it is, Strobel all by himself though, looking for the pass. Now there's some help as Johnson and Nelson aren't able to quite connect there as McLaughlin will pass this one over far side. Gophers able to corral this though. Neutral zone, Nelson dumps this one in. Kurth will chase this one down. Behind the North Dakota net, Gophers. Now turned over, snapped on net by Chesley. Nice save there by DeRitter.
And it was played with a high stick, so stoppage of play. Good call by the official. He was right on top of that. I like that by Chesley, though. The quick release on the wrister right off the rebound. That's a really smart play by him, trying to catch DeRitter off guard.
Yeah,
good location, too.
Yeah.
Goes up high to the shoulder.
Don't give the goalie a chance to look at that, as the face-off here is to the right of DeRitter. It's that first line again for the Gophers with Huglin. Loses the draw. The Gophers have to come back out. Battle along the far boards. Now in. Pitlick trying to play it, but he'll lose that battle there. Huglin trying to force the turnover. Can't quite, though, as North Dakota will dump this one out to center. Gophers here. Chesley looking, dumps in there. And this one right to DeRitter. Pitlick again looking for that possible rebound. This face-off will be in the offensive zone for the Gophers.
Minnesota finally picking it up, getting the extended zone time before the power play, during the power play, now after the power play. They're up by 10 in shots on goal, but they still haven't been able to solve DeRitter. Someone who hasn't really been involved offensively too much tonight, Matthew Nyes. He's on the ice now at the near boards. He's someone who needs to step up, put his body on the puck, because when he has the puck on the blade of his stick, good things happen.
Gophers with the offensive draw. Battle along the far boards, and it gets turned over now into the zone. North Dakota shot gets blocked and redirected back behind close as the Gophers trying to get out of their zone here. Snuggerud over to Nyes as he tries to get into the zone. Does, but gets crunched along the boards. Now North Dakota with it, and Matthew Nyes getting a little chippy there with his North Dakota counterparts as the puck is inside the Gopher zone. They're trying to break out. There's Nyes with the puck. Over to Snuggerud, now into the center. Here comes Middlestat looking. Cooley at the right circle shot. Couldn't quite get enough on that as it gets blocked in front by Frisch and covered up by DeRitter.
And Middlestat, in my opinion, should have taken that shot. He had more of the net open because he was driving right down the center of the slot, whereas Cooley was positioned a little bit more towards the right wing, and instead he dropped it off to Cooley, who then ended up throwing a weak shot on net. It still goes as an SOG on the scoreboard, but Middlestat, even though he's a defenseman, should still try and rip that into one of the upper corners.
Yeah, he was perfect high slot and elected to pass that one as this face-off to the left of DeRitter will be Ness versus Pinanimi. Tied up there, now back at the goal line. Jandrick will chip this one out, off the glass though. And some fan's gonna get a puck there. 5:23 left in the second period. As the Gophers make some changes here on D. Pinanimi ready. Tied up there, but North Dakota is able to get it out and into the Gophers zone here on the attack. Stops at the goal line, pivots. That's Strinden here. Now back to Jandrick as North Dakota will have to regroup. Dump this one back in. Ryan Johnson will leave it for Chesley. Now Johnson has it as he gets it over to Kurth. Kurth will break out of the zone. pass there to nobody but Dorsky of North Dakota as they dump the puck into the offensive zone here. Chesley trying to get this one out. Strobel chips this one off the boards, but not quite out. Now Gophers will gain control. This one gets tipped in behind the North Dakota nets, but they're able to regroup as the Gophers make the line change. Hughlin swings and misses theirs. Faber controls. Now Faber skating through neutral, gains the red line, gets into the zone. Shot directly into the North Dakota player, straight into Moore. As now Lacombe will try and play this at the far boards, but this one gets bumped out to neutral as Pitlick has to play it. Pitlick facing some forecheck here against Gaber. Now Pitlick able to gain the zone here over to Brodzinski, but he can't quite control it as DeRitter will freeze that one before any trouble. Brodzinski had a chance there coming into the offensive zone, but again, the Gophers not quite able to get control of the puck here as there's 3:55 left in the second period.
There's a saucer pass from Pitlick over to Brodzinski, and he was able to receive it cleanly, and then it was still rotating on edge. It looked like he accidentally tapped it forward a little bit too far, and it rolled behind the net where DeRitter was able to get his big glove on it.
Nelson loses the draw here as this one gets chipped out, and Blake will chase this one down along with Middlestat battling in the near corner in the Gopher zone. Nevers is able to chip this one out as Lamb tries to battle with Schmaltz. And at center ice, now Nevers can't get the zone though as Lamb was offsides. Now he'll dump this one back in. DeRitter will play this as Frisch will take it. Gets out of the zone, but Gophers regain control. Minnesota looking to get through neutral. It's Nelson. He chips this one in back. Frisch will go to play it behind DeRitter as he chips it along the near boards here for Blake as Blake retreats momentarily. Now he'll gain the red line. Now he gets the blue line into the Gopher zone. Shot gets blocked in front. Hits the glass as North Dakota is in the Gopher zone, but Gophers able to gain control. Snuggerud here chips this one forward, but can't gain control. As the Gophers battling in neutral, but this one gets chipped in by Senden as Snuggerud will play this. Cal Thomas there, and Ryan Johnson along with Senden. Four players there battle along boards. North Dakota chips this one past Close, dancing around. Short side, Close down on his knees and freezes that one as Ness tried to dance in and looks like he might go do the wraparound, but he stops on the short side and tries to put a shot on net. Nice save there by Close.
Things starting to get a little bit chippy here. Ryan Johnson and Senden pushing at each other a little bit after the whistle. These teams no longer play each other as much as they used to back in the good old days of college hockey, but even still, they've been matching up for a long time, dating all the way back to 1930, and there is no love lost between these two squads.
Yeah, those old WCHA days. As this draw is to the right of Close, Gophers able to gain control. Faber looking for the outlet pass, finds Pitlick as he tips that one into the offensive zone. As Farmer will grab this behind the nets. Forechecked here, but he's able to get out of the zone. Neutral, almost a turnover. There is a turnover for Brodzinski, but Gophers can't keep possession for long as North Dakota transitions, and this one will get on nets and saved, frozen by Justin Close. It'll be another defensive draw for the Gophers. At Hughlin, Pitlick, and Brodzinski line getting a lot of ice time, but they're getting switched out here.
And you might be thinking, why are we not seeing more of Nyes, Cooley, and Snuggerud? And I think that's because the Hughlin, Pitlick, Brodzinski line is better defensively against this North Dakota offense that's so strong. They can play both sides of the puck, both offense and defense, a little bit more consistently than the young guns in Nyes, Cooley, and Snuggerud. So Motzko's rewarding them with some more time.
And that Hugan line also with Pitlick all over the ice has been the better forechecking line so far. Trying to get the Gophers on the board. 1:44 left in the second period. The Gophers out shooting the Fighting Hawks 21-13, but they are down on the scoreboard 1-0. As Logan Cooley takes this draw to the right of DeRitter. Linesman finally drops the puck. Gophers win it. Lacombe, right circle, looking for the shot. Doesn't do it though. Snuggerud shot slapper there, and DeRitter saw that one cleanly as the screen wasn't quite there from Cooley, battling in front with the defenseman.
Good job there by DeRitter to position himself right in line with that slot shot. He's able to push off, and as the puck gets closer towards the center of the ice, he's actually going to come out of his crease slightly, cut down that angle, and he's able to absorb it right into his belly.
And the scoring line for the Gophers will stay out here for this offensive draw. It's Cooley, one back. Lacombe at the point, walks the line. High slot, shot, looking for the tip. Nice, can't quite get it. Now it's back to Lacombe at the points as he switched places with Cooley. Now Lacombe at the backhander, and he scores! He walked into the near face-off circle here, and the backhand, DeRitter just not able to track that as Jackson Lacombe gets his first goal of the season and ties this one up at 1:23 left in the second period. We've got a whole new game now.
Jackson Lacombe, not necessarily known for his shooting, but he's able to drive towards the net there. Throws a beautiful backhand on DeRitter, who is playing a little bit too close to the post to cover the far side of the net, and he's able to saucer it home. He led the team in assists last year. Maybe this is the year that he breaks out the scoring a little bit more. My goodness.
That would be great to see as play continues. Nelson chasing down Schmaltz here behind the net, crunching, and
that's going to be a penalty against Jackson Nelson.
With the hits there against the defenseman, either on Jandrick.
A lot of the fans here still haven't clocked what's going on as they're cheering the Minnesota goal that tied this one up, but a hooking penalty against Jackson Nelson is going to give the Fighting Hawks an A+ opportunity to switch the momentum right back in their favor.
And North Dakota very strong on the power play here, right around 30%, so they are dangerous. We'll see if the Gophers just getting that goal can kill this one off and end this period. 1:09 now as North Dakota controls. Jandrick over to his D partner, Gaber. Now Jandrick at the blue line, right circle, blocked in front. Close, makes the save there at the circle, cleared down all the way over to DeRitter as he'll stop this one. There's a nice one-timer opportunity from North Dakota there. As they regroup, look to get into the zone. It's Blake. Chip this one over to Schmaltz. Schmaltz back to Jandrick at the point. Jandrick now over to the far right circle. Shot on net, and that one gets behind Justin Close. I don't know if he just didn't see that or that gets tipped in front, but North Dakota taking back the momentum here with 36 seconds left. They go up 2-1. And North Dakota special teams just really, really strong.
And of course, it's been the guy who's around the puck all game. Reese Gaber finally breaking through. He goes blocker side low on Justin Close, and Close simply not able to seal off that post. A beautiful release on the wrister from Gaber, and just as fast as the Gophers got the lead, it snatched right back away from them. 2-1, Fighting Hawks.
Face off here as Snuggerud gets crunched by Moore. Gophers on the attack though. Nyes at the left circle, spins around back at the far boards, gives it over to Chesley. Chesley now into the circle, can't get a shot away though. Middle stats, he's got to be chased out, and a foot race here. And nice job by Middle Stats, as I think that was Caulfield battling there. A little bit of chippiness there with Snuggerud.
And Sendin again. Sendin seems to be in the middle of all of these altercations. Welcome back to 3M Arena at Mariucci. Jason Ruttman and Andrew Kismel on the call. We apologize for the technical difficulties here, but we think that we got everything working once again as the Golden Gophers and Fighting Hawks will make their way back out of the locker rooms for the start of the third period. As score 2-1 in favor of the Golden Gophers. We are going to take an extra 20 seconds here to make sure all of our equipment is going to stay solid for you throughout the rest of the period. We will be back for face-off in just a moment. Back underway here in Minneapolis. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Minnesota off the draw enters the offensive zone, and it's shut down immediately by the Hawks. Coming back the other way, pass is intercepted by Ryan Johnson. Farmer with the puck at the point for North Dakota. Down low for Sendin. His shot is wildly wide right, and it wraps around the board, scooped up by Chris Jandrick. Jandrick walks the blue line to Schmaltz. Schmaltz is one-timer, poked out in front, pad saved by Close, and he's able to cover it up with the glove.
Wow, North Dakota again coming out of the period strong. At this point, the Gophers shouldn't be surprised, but still they end up caught in their own zone by this North Dakota forecheck.
33 seconds in, and North Dakota already a strong showing to open up the final frame of regulation. The Golden Gophers looking to avoid their first loss on home ice in this 2022-2023 season. North Dakota proving to be their biggest challenge so far. Logan Cooley through neutral ice, to the slot, and offsides is called. Jimmy Snuggerud was a tad bit fast over the line, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off.
Oh, that's too bad, but I do like the speed and the counterattack that scoring line of Cooley, Snuggerud, and Nyes trying to get this one back up even.
Cooley to take the draw, and the Golden Gophers come away with it. Snuggerud pushes it back to Lacombe, over to Faber, and he dumps it all the way in. Now,
oh, nice hit there by Nyes on Frisch.
Cooley pokes at it at the corner, and he loses the puck. Caulfield lofts it out of the zone. Faber back to scoop it up. His pass to neutral is sent back in immediately by the Hawks. And now Faber stands behind the net of Justin Close, passes it out to Cooley. He walks across the center ice line to Pitlick. Pitlick can't get a shot away as he's taken down. No penalty called. Dumped in deep by Snuggerud. And now it's Gaber, who has what will be the game-winning goal if no one else scores, getting it ahead to Owen McLaughlin. Owen McLaughlin looking for Gaber once again. He can't handle the hot pass. It's Pitlick now rushing through neutral ice. Pitlick walks in, fires, and that one never got through off a Hawk stick and into the corner. Another big hit. Gaber goes down, and the Hawks will start back the other way. Good defense by Luke Middlestat forces the North Dakota squad off the puck, and Johnson will have to try and retrieve. Gets it up to Strinden. Strinden up the right wall, hit by Cal Thomas, but he's able to send it around the boards. Ryan Johnson is there, tries to poke it ahead, can't get it through. Now Aaron Huglin banks it off the boards, scooped up by Cal Thomas in the defensive zone. Back to Huglin in neutral, and it's turned over. Ness gets it to Strinden, and Strinden whiffed on the shot. Brodzinski picks it up, starts back the other way, might be a 3-on-2 for Minnesota, and the pass was a little bit behind Pitlick. It would have been offsides if anyone touched it for Minnesota, and so the Hawks able to dump it in deep. Strinden on it, ahead to Ness, and the Golden Gophers will recover thanks to Ryan Johnson.
Again, the Gophers not able to make something happen because of passing behind the players.
Charlie Strobel tries to force it ahead to Huglin, just out of his reach, and a penalty coming up. It's going to be tripping against Huglin as he took down Chris Jandrick in the Gopher offensive zone. The Hawks will head back to the power play.
Oh, man. Yeah, they've already scored already tonight on the power play with that momentum killer late in the second period, and now the Gophers are trying to give them some more momentum, and all because of another missed pass up to Huglin. It just gets past his stick, and he tries to get it back, and along the near boards ends up getting the stick in the feet, and now he's sitting in the box.
To take the draw for the Golden Gophers is Jackson Nelson. He squares off against Jake Schmaltz, who opened up the scoring with a tip-in goal back in the first, and the Gophers start off the power play strong, clearing it all the way back down to about 4 feet in front of Drew DeRitter. Picked up by Jandrick. Jandrick drops it back to Schmaltz, who motors through the neutral ice with speed. Now it's Gavin Hain to the point. Back to Gaber. Gaber down low, trying to force it in with Schmaltz, and he couldn't get it there. The Gophers clear it once again.
Nice cleanup there by Jackson Nelson to just get that one out of the zone. That was could have been a dangerous backdoor play.
Reese Gaber starts the rush for the Hawks. He walks in, dangles around Lacombe, and his shot goes just wide of the net. Nice move there by Gaber, looking for number 2 on the night. Jandrick at the point. To the far circle, back to Jandrick. He holds, now to Gaber. Gaber's shot blocked down by 2 Golden Gophers in front. Might be a 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Pitlick. He has Brodzinski looking for some help, and Pitlick ends up just taking it down behind the red line. Taken in by Jandrick, and the Hawks will move it up ice.
Good job killing some time there, but I would like to see Pitlick at least take a shot.
Jackson Blake to the slot. He lost the puck there. And now in the corner for Ethan Frisch. Frisch has the puck taken off his stick momentarily, able to get it back to the point, and he'll play catch with Cooper Moore. Cooper Moore over to McLaughlin. McLaughlin near circle, back to the point for Moore. Moore holds over to the far left circle, back to the point for Cooper Moore. McLaughlin, one-timer, big save off the pad by Justin Close, and he freezes it. Awesome work, and now some extra pushing and shoving. That looks like Jackson Lacombe, who got into it a little bit with Matteo Costantini, who just hopped onto the ice as part of that rush for the Hawks.
Nice job there, moving right to left by Justin Close. He's able to move quickly laterally and uses that left skate to hit the left post and keep that puck out of the nets. As the Gophers doing a better job on this penalty kill with 18 seconds left.
McLaughlin and Jackson Nelson square off to the left of Close. It's one back to the Golden Gophers, and it will be held in at the blue line corner. McLaughlin now near side, walking down to the half wall to Moore at the point. Moore lost it momentarily, as now another one-timer is saved away by Justin Close. McLaughlin unleashed it from the near circle once again, and Close made another nice save. Huglin pins up Costantini behind Close's net, and it's now poked to the far corner. Brock Faber is able to tie it up, and Aaron Huglin comes away with it. Shot on, that one easily steered aside by Drew DeRitter as penalty time has expired. Puck in the neutral zone, and here's a chance for the Hawks, and coming out of his net is Justin Close. He got hit hard, but he appears to be all right. Now Luke Middlestat through the zone, tries to cross it as Here come the Hawks the other way. Shot on, close kick save, and Minnesota with speed. Snuggerud to the wing for Nyes, jumping off the bench and intercepting it was Carson Albrecht. Albrecht delivers a reverse hit to Kester, but the puck left his stick. Jimmy Snuggerud picked it up, got it to Middlestat, and it goes all the way down. No icing, it's waved off. Everyone thought that might go, but play continues. Now Albrecht enters the offensive zone, looking for Stryden, decides to drop it off to Clevin. Puck goes on net softly and is covered by Close
and he gets pushed around again there. That last sequence where Justin Close ended up on his back, it was just a bad play by Luke Middlestat as he had to chase this one back into his own zone, and North Dakota player was able to almost beat him there. Close has to come out and play it, and then ends up getting tripped up by North Dakota. Looks like he's going to be okay, though, and stay out there to continue this game. Gophers just not looking good as stretch passes and fumbled pucks are killing them here.
The official attendance here this evening, 10,418, taking in the Hawks and the Gophers on ice. Draw one by North Dakota, down low, scooped up by Lacombe. Lacombe pushes it ahead to Pinanimi. Pinanimi on the forehand, crosses center ice and dumps it in deep. Brent Johnson picks it up for North Dakota as they break into the neutral zone with 13:15 left in regulation. Now Ness, he loses an edge and goes hard into the boards. Pinanimi has the puck pinned up against, and now it's poked free. Connor Kurth holds on to it. He's able to get it to Lacombe. Lacombe, the lefty shot, passes it to Cal Thomas. Thomas up to Strobel. Strobel into the offensive zone, rings it around the boards. The Gophers get a change off, and here come the Hawks. Quick turnover in the neutral zone, however. Puck goes to Snuggerud to the slot. His shot just wide left. Another opportunity, that one saved by the pad off the stick of Strobel. Down low once again for Brent Johnson. Johnson into the neutral zone as now the Sioux get it to Caulfield down in the corner. Caulfield backhands it to Schmaltz. Schmaltz rotates in the corner looking for some assistance, gets it to Sidorsky at the point. He tosses it across to Moore. Moore rings it around the boards down low, and the Golden Gophers will get it back. Logan Cooley gets bodied in the offensive zone, held in momentarily. Puck now gets to Snuggerud. Cross-ice pass intercepted by Moore, and they'll poke at it right around the Gopher offensive blue line. As the Golden Gophers see a man go down for North Dakota, no penalty called. As trying to dangle in the point is Logan Cooley. He gets it taken off of his stick. And now Owen McLaughlin back the other way. Cooley takes him down, and play will continue.
Now Gophers just not quite able to get sustained zone time, relying more on their transition game. As North Dakota, though, able to forecheck pretty well against the Gophers.
Middlestat with it at the at the far circle. His backhander saved away by Drew DeRitter. Poked into the corner on the far side behind DeRitter. And now it'll be McLaughlin taking out of the zone. That's Louis Jamernick. Jamernick lost the puck, and it'll be Faber who holds on. Golden Gophers trying to slow down the rapid pace of play set by the Hawks. Here's Lacombe. He shoots that one right into the glove of DeRitter. Lacombe, two really nice shot attempts tonight. His first one went in. The second one saved down by DeRitter.
Hopefully with an offensive zone draw, the Gophers can try and make stuff happen. With already just 11 minutes left in this period, it's flying by as this game is very intense, and the Gophers find themselves trailing for most of it.
Nelson and Jamernick face off to the right of DeRitter. The draw won by Minnesota, but pushed out of the zone by Mark Senden. Senden tries to throw one on net as he was outmatched by the Gopher defenseman. His shot went wide, and now it'll be Kester picking it up. Kester ahead to Nelson. Nelson to Brody Lamb. Brody Lamb dumps it into the corner, tries to retrieve his own pass, is unsuccessful. Griffin Ness will throw it all the way down ice. This should go for icing. It will.
Gophers not able to do anything with that last face-off draw. They are winning face-offs 26-22. Let's see if that top line of Huglin, Pitlick, and Brodzinski can convert here and tie this one up.
Huglin loses the draw. Puck taken in by Ty Farmer. He walks through the defensive zone, gets it into the neutral zone, and the Hawks will dump it in, get a full 5-player line change going. Now Kester to Huglin, to Pitlick on the left wing. Pitlick, cross ice, a chance. What a save by DeRitter. The Golden Gophers keep it in. Cal Thomas with it at the point. He shoots. That one never got through. To the corner it goes. Now the half wall back to Thomas. Thomas can't handle it, and it'll be poked at in neutral zone. Ryan Chesley comes up with it, bounces off of his stick. Chance in front for the Sioux. Penalty coming up against Minnesota as Justin Close makes the save.
Oh man, a missed opportunity for the Gophers at one end, and at the other they end up taking a penalty. Probably a good penalty, as again another fumbled puck as Chesley.
Or no, they're going to say that it's against North Dakota. The North Dakota fans are incensed. They can't believe it. They thought that Chesley should be going to the box, but instead it's the freshman Jackson Blake from Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
Okay, because Ryan Chesley tried to get that puck and sweep it away from Justin Close, but he wasn't able to, and he must have been impeded somehow by Blake.
Jackson Blake, you might know his father, Jason Blake, a longtime NHLer, takes his first penalty of the season, and the Golden Gophers will have another chance on the man advantage. They have yet to score 5-on-4 yet, but now would be a great time for them to get it going with 9 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Yeah, North Dakota now 14 of 15 on the penalty kill this year, and really good special teams. The Gophers got to try and find some momentum here, as they're not able to play their game. They're getting, it's a lot of up and down, kind of fire wagon, long passes hockey that it's just hasn't really worked out for them so far, and North Dakota's been able to kind of comfortably play this style and keep the Gophers off their game.
Jackson Nelson and Jake Schmaltz will be the matchup at the faceoff dot to the left of Drew DeRitter, who has been sensational tonight. 28 saves on 29 Golden Gopher shots. Draw one by Nelson. Lacombe at the point. Shot on it, off the pipe! My goodness, it doesn't get much closer than that. Logan Cooley almost tied this thing up. Puck cleared all the way down by the Hawks. My goodness, Minnesota nearly just tied this game up at 2 apiece, but the power play continues. Lacombe drops it for Cooley, the trailer. He enters the zone with speed, tries to get around Sendon. Sendon won't let him. Held in by Snuggerud, who hits the deck. Nyes picked it up, got it to Snuggerud. Down low for Nelson. Now to Cooley at the far half wall. Lacombe puts one on. Rebound given up by DeRitter, and it's cleared all the way down by the Hawks once again.
Gophers doing a good job of putting on pressure here. That one-timer from Cooley, and then traffic in front and moving the puck around, but just not able to quite get it there yet.
Lacombe with it. Neutral zone, enters the offensive zone. Chance for Nyes, pass a little bit behind him, plays it off the skate to the stick. Holds it along the boards, gives to Snuggerud. Snuggerud down low for Nelson, and Nelson can't get the shot away. Cooley scoops up the loose puck, walks to the near circle, tries to drive and can't get it there. Another good look for the Golden Gophers as they continue to keep the puck in the zone. It's a wall battle for it on the near side as Nelson is involved. They poke at it, and it's ripped around the boards behind the net of DeRitter. Big check there to the point, held in by Lacombe. Minnesota with 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Lacombe to the circle, shot on, that one never got through. Excellent block by Cooper Moore, and it's cleared all the way down. The tired Hawks are able to get a full change. Minnesota with 6 seconds left might have one more push on the man advantage. Kester to the wing. It's Huglin. Huglin has it poked away, and that's it. 5-on-5 hockey resumes. The Gophers can't capitalize, but they do hit iron. Kester to Huglin. He enters, toe drag, shoots. That one blocked down. Nice play there by number 15, Ethan Frisch.
Gophers.
And hang on, this puck fired over the glass as...
Oh, is that a delay of game or not?
I don't believe that in college hockey they have defensive delay of game. The dreaded dog penalty, as some like to say.
The Gophers on that power play opportunity did about everything they wanted except score. Great puck possession, great movement. They weren't afraid to shoot, but time is starting to run out here for the Gophers.
7:29 left in regulation. Draw is lost by Pinanimi. He's now 1-7 on the night, so not a great evening for him at the face-off circle. Golden Gophers regain possession. It's Middlestad across the center ice line, makes a man miss, holds, fires. That one over the head of DeRitter, fired back in deep. Pinanimi tries to chase it. Connor Kurth waits, looking for the loose puck, and he's not going to be able to get it as it's scooped up by Tyler Clevin. Clevin gets it ahead to Jackson Blake, and the Hawks elect to just dump it in as they go for changes. Back behind Close's net, the Golden Gophers have control of the puck, and now a turnover. Schmaltz was on it for a second, picked up by Brock Faber, and with speed, he advances the other direction. Taps it ahead to Kurth. He sends it in on net. Rolling puck is frozen by DeRitter.
Wow, North Dakota is just so much stronger on the puck. Along those board battles, maybe chalk that up to their experience, but the Gophers just aren't able to outwin those battles as North Dakota usually comes up with them, and they're perfectly fine with board battles killing time and letting this game wind down.
I was going to say the exact same thing, Andrew. The fact that North Dakota is so much older and has so much more experience is definitely helping them on those tight play situations where they're poking at it. They seem to be a little bit stronger than these young Golden Gophers. Draw is to the left of DeRitter, won by Jackson Nelson, and it will be Nelson who ends up recovering the loose puck, fires it in on DeRitter. That one never left the ice surface and frozen once again.
I kind of like this at this point. Just fire everything on net, hope something squeaks by, and the more offensive zone face-offs, the better.
Minnesota up to 32 shots on goal to the Hawks 18, but the score reads 2-1 in favor of the green jerseys, as this draw is won by Nodak and dumped in by Sendon. Ryan Chesley gives chase. He bodies off a chasing Louis Yamernick. And now Farmer at the point. He shoots. That one blocked by Mason Nevers. Might have hit him in the helmet. He appears to be okay. Brody Lamb reverses course in the corner, trying to get around Sendon, and he wins that foot race. Now crosses center ice, dumps it in deep. DeRitter slows it down for Ty Farmer. Farmer advances it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin sends it in deep. Close plays it to Chesley. Chesley turns it over momentarily, but now the Golden Gophers will start back the other way. It's Huglin. He enters the zone, drops it to the wing. McLaughlin shoots, short side shot saved away. Kester holds, he fires that one off of the leg of Gaber and out of play.
Oh, there was opportunity there, nice shots, and the rebound just, Gophers were kind of stuck in the line change as Kester wasn't able to quite get there at the inside of the left circle for a shot from the rebound, but the shot he does get, unfortunately, goes out of play.
Huglin and Schmaltz is the face-off matchup. It's won by Schmaltz. Scooping it up there is Chris Jandrick, and Jandrick clears the zone. Trying to force it back in was Brodzinski. He was unable to do that, and Minnesota regroups in their defensive zone with Blake McLaughlin. Jackson Lacombe. Lacombe with it once again, entering the offensive zone, looking for the man in front, and he couldn't connect with Huglin. Pass deep in the corner now, and it'll be Jackson Blake once again with possession. Walks parallel to the blue line in his defensive zone, tries to get it to Caulfield up the wall. They poke at it right in front of the North Dakota bench, and it squirts out to Huglin. Huglin to Lacombe. Lacombe enters the zone. He holds, drops it back, shot on. Big save by DeRitter once again.
Oh, man, this game is just a tale of two forechecks. The Gophers still looking for that transition game as they're not able to get that much sustained pressure. A really nice chance there by Lacombe setting up, I don't remember who it was, but a nice job there trying to set that one up. But DeRitter has been there to pretty much answer everything tonight.
4:41 left in the third period here as Logan Cooley loses the draw. Starting back the other way is Mark Senden. And Brock Faber will tie up a North Dakota player in the corner. That appears to be Gavin Hain. And now it gets back to Frisch at the point. Frisch tosses it to Clevin. Clevin gets it down low, and the puck will escape the zone. An errant pass there by Yamernick, and that'll force North Dakota to go all the way back. The Golden Gophers change lines. Chesley out onto the ice alongside with Middlestat. Middlestat plays the puck in the Gopher defensive zone, chipped up the wall. Matthew Nyes on it. He'll start ahead. Nyes, the left-handed shot, can't get around Yamernick. And Golden Gophers are unable to recover the puck in their offensive zone. Down low is Farmer. And it'll be sent in, picked up by Gaber. And he flips it around the boards behind Justin Close. Big hit in the corner as Mason Nevers starts it through neutral ice for Minnesota. His pass won't connect, and it's a turnover. Here come the Hawks, a shot on. That one just high and wide of the net. Caulfield has it slip behind him. Minnesota might have a 3-on-2 the other way. Mason Nevers up the left wing to the slot, and Jackson Nelson had the puck knocked off of his stick. They scrum for it in the corner, winds up back at the point. Here's a shot by Nelson. That one blocked down. Another look. Nevers is tied up. He can't get it away. Kester on it now behind the puck. Tries to center it. Goes in front of the net. No one there to tap it home. Kester recovers the loose puck once again. Circles the zone. Tries to cross it for Lacombe, and Lacombe couldn't get a stick on it.
North Dakota player without his stick. Let's see if the Gophers can convert here.
Here's Lacombe. He shoots. An incredible block there by Ethan Frisch. Minnesota keeps it again. Nevers one-timer. That one blocked. Another chance, and covered by DeRitter. My goodness, chaos here in Minneapolis, and DeRitter stands strong.
Yeah, that's the 35th shot on net for the Gophers, and DeRitter able to keep all of them out so far as the Gophers able to get the sustained pressure, and that Lacombe over on the far circle to DeRitter's left, being the left-hander, just not in position for a one-timer there. As the Gophers will take this draw.
Connor Kurth was in front of DeRitter. He was peering through his legs and able to make the save there. Shots on goal 35-18 for Minnesota. 2:24 left in regulation. Minnesota desperately looking for a goal to tie it up. They're not going to get it here as the puck is knocked out of the zone. Johnson delivers it deep once again. Huglin chases. He can't get it. And the puck backhanded out. The North Dakota fans here are as loud as they've been all night. Chants of "Let's Go Sioux" rain down here in Minneapolis. Clevin with it. Behind the net of DeRitter. He circles the puck around the boards. Faber has it jump off of his stick, and it gets tapped into Minnesota's bench by Jackson Blake. The Gopher fans respond accordingly with "Let's Go Gophers" chants. This has been a barn burner.
Yeah, under 2 minutes left. We'll see if the Gophers try and pull Justin Close for the extra attacker. I don't think they'll do it quite here, as this is a neutral zone faceoff right by their bench.
Logan Cooley to take the draw for Minnesota, and he wins it back to Mike Kester. Kester to Lacombe. Lacombe couldn't connect with Snuggerud, and Minnesota regains possession in the neutral zone. Now Matthew Nyes drops it off for Cooley. Cooley tosses it down low to Nyes in the corner once again. Nyes.
There goes Justin Close. The Gophers have the extra attacker.
Kester with the puck at the point. He holds, Extra man in the slot is Nevers. He shoots, he scores! Mason Nevers sends the fans into pandemonium here in Minneapolis. The Golden Gophers tie it up 2-2 on a extra man situation. Can you believe it?
Mason Nevers coming off the bench as the extra attacker, just kind of glides nicely into the zone right at the high slot, and then he finds himself with the puck, and he's able to get that one, it looks like underneath the left pad of DeRitter, and that is exactly what you want, is get the extra attacker and score early. Now you've got the momentum, just about 90 seconds left. Maybe you can eke out the win here.
Oh, Andrew, I have goosebumps. It is electric here at 3M Arena at Mariucci. The Gophers tie it up with under 90 seconds left. And now Hughlin into the offensive zone, bodies a man, tries to go backhand, can't get it to go. Nearly another goal for the Golden Gophers, but 70 seconds left and the puck is in the neutral zone. Mason Nevers has tied it up for Minnesota, and with 60 seconds left, Johnson will start into the zone for the Golden Gophers, taken off of his stick by Tyler Clevin. Clevin lost it to Faber. Faber enters the zone with speed. He shoots, that one blocked down in front, rolls into the corner, and now up the boards for Brodzinski. Brodzinski backhands it around the glass. Clevin scoops it up, and he saucers it out of the zone. 36 seconds left in regulation. Brock Faber back to retrieve. Tosses it to Lacombe off the boards behind Justin Close, and Lacombe will scoot around Jackson Blake. Lacombe walks in, he fires, that one goes off the end boards, and now Logan Cooley has it taken away by Ethan Frisch. Sent in deep by Cooper Moore. Lacombe on it, pressured by Caulfield, and Lacombe spins away from him. 8 seconds left. Minnesota stretch pass to Nyes. Nyes walks in into the slot and has his pass to the wing intercepted. 2 seconds and 1. This game is going to overtime.
Yeah, this has been a very intense, action-packed game, and 60 minutes was not enough, as we will get the extra period here. They're going to clean off the ice as the Gophers, very late into the third period, are able to tie it up. Mason Nevers, as the Gophers out shooting the Fighting Hawks 37-18, and most of that is because they were behind for most of the game. But they are tied right now where it matters, as both coaches will talk to their teams and try and get them set for this overtime.
Going back to that Mason Nevers goal, he found himself with a lot of space in the slot, because as soon as Close hit the Golden Gopher bench, he jumped on as the sixth attacker. They get the puck to him, and no one from the Hawks was ready to defend because he didn't enter the zone with the rest of the Gophers. He was able to walk in, shoot from about 40 feet out, and find a hole in between the left leg blocker and the glove of Drew DeRitter, sending the crowd here into an absolute frenzy.
Yeah, that was a little weird because he pretty much walked into the high slot on his own. Nobody collapsed on him, and North Dakota just kind of got guilty of watching until it was too late, and Mason Nevers ties this one up here.
Overtime will start in about 45 seconds. The assist on that game-tying goal come from Mike Kester and Jimmy Snuggerud. The official time of the goal is 18 minutes, 36 seconds. So there were under a minute and a half left to play, and Minnesota was able to tie it up. Drew DeRitter is the first player back out onto the ice, skating in circles. Justin Close shortly after him, and now the players will leave their benches. 3-on-3 hockey is what we're going to see here in overtime.
And the long change, this is built for offense.
Minnesota sends out Matthew Nyes, Logan Cooley, and Brock Faber. The Hawks elect to send out Chris Jandrick, and that is Reese Gaber. And then the man taking the face-off is Owen McLaughlin. Minnesota wins the draw thanks to Logan Cooley. Faber retreats to his defensive zone and starts the other way with speed. To the wing for Nyes. Nyes, far wing, walks in through the legs pass to Faber. Faber holds, gives it to Nyes at the near circle, tries to drive backhand, he scores! Matthew Nyes wins it for Minnesota! 21 seconds into over.
From the blue line over into the near boards, into the right circle from his forehand backhand, and just kind of powers his way past the defenseman straight on and gets the shot through DeRitter for that game winner. That was, I don't know, that was an insane ending.
He reversed course, was able to get around Chris Jandrick, drives the net and finishes strong on the forehand. DeRitter didn't close mics.
Oh man, he wasn't even on his skates for that shot. He was falling down, still with enough control to get that shot through. Maybe that's what threw off DeRitter. Either way, the Gophers, after being down for the majority of the game, managed to eke out this win and quiet the North Dakota fans here.
People he's played with on the U.S. national team, he thinks that Matthew Nyes could have the best NHL career. Matthew Nyes is thrilling the college fans of Minnesota right now, and he continues to add to the stardom that he's developing around him. The overtime winner, Brock Faber, picks up the assist. The Golden Gophers.
The freshman phenoms of Logan Cooley and Jimmy Snuggerud, Matthew Nyes, those freshman phenoms, and with able to get this overtime with doing so.
A quick game recap for you, the scoring.
Doing so.
A quick game recap for you, the scoring started out with North Dakota. The first time the Golden backhand shot beat Drew DeRitter. That tied it up 1-1. But less than a minute later, Reese Gaber on the power play was able to find the back of the net. Assists go to Jake Schmaltz and Chris Jandrick there. Then, with a minute 24 left in regulation, Mason Nevers hops onto the ice as the sixth man, gets the puck in the slot, walks down, rips one right past Drew DeRitter. The fans here go crazy, and 2-2 was the score heading into overtime. And then, of course, the Gophers win the draw thanks to Logan Cooley. Brock Faber starts it up ice, enters the zone, tosses it to Matthew Nyes at the near circle. He spins around Chris Jandrick, drives the net, and finishes 5-hole, beating Drew DeRitter. And the Golden Gophers pick up another win. They are now 4-1 on the season.
Yeah, and really good job winning that face-off by Logan Cooley, because the young guys, they're the ones that are going to be called on to make some face-offs. That was a concern going into the season, but coming up big here as Cooley winning that overtime win. And it really is about possession in a three-man overtime, because there's a lot of open ice and a lot of circling, a lot going on, but Gophers able to get it.
North Dakota did not touch the puck in overtime. In terms of shots on goal, the Golden Gophers dominated 38-18. Drew DeRitter, though, had a tremendous game, 35 saves on 38 shots. He looked so sharp up until the end there when the Golden Gophers were finally able to get to him. Justin Close made a couple nice saves throughout the game. Faceoffs favored the Golden Gophers 33-26, but it was pretty close up until the third when they really took off. Shot blocks favored the Hawks 17-11.
Yeah, some of those shots Gophers were shooting right into them because they really weren't able to get sustained zone time, relying a lot of their scoring on the transition game. As you could tell, North Dakota was the more experienced team, as they did a really good job in the offensive zone of angles. They kind of anticipated where the Gophers' passing was going and able to cut that off and keep the zone time going. And really the Gophers looking for kind of quick transition hockey. Hopefully they'll be able to expect that in the next game and be able to counter that.
We'll do it all again tomorrow night here at 3M Arena at Mariucci. It'll be Matthew Zeikert and Blake Mortensen on the call. For myself and Andrew Kismel, thank you very much for tuning in to this Radio K Sports broadcast of Gopher men's hockey. It's a 3-2 OT victory for Minnesota, and they will look to continue their winning ways at home tomorrow. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Have a good night, everyone.